So let's talk about the quantum field. What is the quantum field? You know, in physics, it's called the unifying field theory. I call it the quantum field. It could be called the 𝐓𝐘𝐒, infinite potential, whatever you want to call it. What is important to understand is that science shows, proves, knows that it's there. And this is the catch. Everything you want is there also. Now, I want to give you a little bit of a distinguishing explanation between law of attraction and materialization. A lot of law of attraction teachers will teach you that you're going to sit here and you're going to manifest something from somewhere and it's going to show up here. Now, if you looked at this from a scientific perspective, the idea of taking thin air and creating matter, let's say you want to manifest a new car. Are you really strong enough mentally, energetically, to manifest out of thin air a car in your driveway right now? No. In fact, someone did a book, oh God, it was like 10 years ago, talking about the physical improbabilities or impossibilities of manifesting things out of thin air. You know, they talked about the math and the weight of objects and just how it would be impossible. However, these same people probably haven't read about many avatars who have, even modern day avatars, who have materialized things out of pure air, but not cars. Cars are big and heavy. However, is it possible that you could materialize a car out of thin air if you have the right story, and that's your neural pathways, your neural networks, the stories that you tell yourself, that's your level of consciousness, and the right frequency, that's your energy, right? Your level of consciousness. They're both your level of consciousness. So here's the thing. We know, and quantum physicists will tell us this, and neuroscientists will tell us this, that we create our own world. So if consciously we create a world where we already have that car that we want, and we can do that with conviction and belief, you can call it faith or you can call it conviction, but if you can do that where your brain sees it and your energy feels it, what will happen? Events, circumstances, opportunities. So it's not coming out of thin air, but it's like, there it is. How did that happen? That was the craziest thing. Now, do I believe, when I say it doesn't come out of thin air, do I believe that's possible? Absolutely. But here's what I know. And my studies into parallel universes and alternate timelines is minimal compared to like Hugh Everett, the scientist who came up with it. But I have studied it a little bit. So could it come out of thin air? There's a car in your driveway and it didn't used to be there? Yeah, but here's the catch about changing timelines. You don't notice it. It's like you just always had that car. Yeah, it's new and it's great, but you just got it. You see what I mean? So changing timelines, and if you want to look up, do a Google search on the Mandela effect. Changing timelines is merely a matter of whatever situation we've changed and we find ourselves in, it's natural. It's not like we're going to go, wow, where did that car come from? It's going to be, oh, look at my new car, because you've changed timelines to a timeline that you already have that car. So I'm not messing around with that. I'm saying it's absolutely possible. I believe it 100%, but I don't have the science to prove it. What I am saying that I do have all of those things about is that it's not a matter of materializing something out of thin air. It's a matter of programming your brain and your energy to be a match to whatever it is that you want. So whatever you want in the quantum field is there. It's all here right now. We live in, I think it's 20 different dimensions right now in front of you. But we are diminished in our senses of sight and smell and touch and audio. So we miss many of those dimensions. You know, in the spectrum of light, which is huge, we get to see about this much of it. It's probably a good thing. And in fact, I would go so far as to say that some people who have, like people who are schizophrenic, probably have expanded and they see things and it drives, it drives you crazy. maybe it's what drives you crazy, or maybe you saw things and they think you're crazy. I don't know. But I do know that we have a lot of different things right here, right now, in front of us that we just can't touch and feel. So we tell ourselves through our five senses, oh, it's not here. So I'm saying that to illustrate the point that whatever you want, it's here. You've just got to raise your energy and program your brain so that you experience it. And I do this stuff every day. Sure, sometimes my manifestations take a few weeks, but I have all the things that I want, and that's how it happens. I have things that I want that there's no way that I should have. That, like, what? How did this come into my life? And it's beautiful, and we need to celebrate it. But more importantly is I want to make sure everyone in the world who has good intentions, I shouldn't say everyone, because some people might have bad intentions, but I'm sure that they don't come across my field of awareness, right? Because I don't live in that world. So I can't say everyone in the world. I want everyone to have access to what they already have access to, which is their own thoughts and feelings. And I will, until I take my last breath, and I hope it's not for a long time, but until I take my last breath, I will always be researching, experimenting, studying, applying, coaching to help people get this so that I can get it better, so that I can share it with you. Okay, so hopefully that helps. If anything I say makes any kind of sense at all, and you're interested in having sessions with me or doing some coaching with me, just look me up. Check out my website. I have everything on there, tamaradorris.com. Find me on social, and I would love to connect with you. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye for now.